Good. Alright, Zob is an expert in Mars. So now we need to call Zob into here. So we're just going to skip straight to 10 on this one. We're going to yell, Zob, get back in here on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Zob, get back in here!
Yes, thank you all very much for coming to my talk. And of course, as you can see here, the solid-state device does not work while embedded in a child's heart. However, you will find that its functionalities are still suitable for most of the applications we're considering in the field. Now, does anyone have any questions?
I'm really sorry, sir, about the water. I know you're getting very red, but we don't have any. I'm sorry. We'll be sure to find some as soon as we can.
I have a question, actually. Thank you. I'm writing for Scientific American. My question is, what applications would your material have to perhaps a vacuum?
Oh, well, of course you can find that solids can exist in a vacuum, but they have a much harder time keeping their form. Being an expert, of course, in interstellar thermodynamics makes it a little bit easier to really formulate a machine.
I'm sorry, but I have to ask this question for class. So my prof says that all your research stuff is going to lead to is destruction and war, and I want to know what your opinions are of that.
Well, it's as I've always said, opening up a new super collider isn't going to really adversely impact the population in any major ways unless you live at or near Switzerland. About Switzerland anyway. I figure it's really not a net loss.
Your discussion about quantum mechanics really piqued my curiosity. Could you explain more about that?
All right, of course. Well, as you can see here, the particle is here. The particle is also here. I think that should sufficiently answer.
I just want to say I'm your #1 fan. I mean, your research papers, they always get such high ratings, and just congratulations.
Thank you very much. I think that that's because of my expertise in the subject of drug consumption. I think that it's important to remember to take all of my ratings with a pinch of salt, of course, because drug users aren't the most reliable sources of.
Yeah, no one cares about that. So I'm a columnist for entertainment news, and I was actually wondering what your favorite childhood games. I've heard in the past it's been Red Rover. Is that something you've heard?
Yes, of course. Red Rover was a formative part of my childhood and was really the reason why I began my research on red giants. And now that my research is concluded and we've realized that red giants don't actually exist, they're only blue and green ones. I'm really not sure what to do with myself anymore. Yes, sir.
I hear that you might be working for SpaceX. Is it true that you've begun consulting with them a few hours a week?
Yes, of course. My publicist wasn't supposed to reveal that to anybody.
I know your publicist.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Jody Harris from the National Enquirer. Now, what exactly is your job going to be at SpaceX? Because last I heard there were rumors that you were taking your bars.
Yes, of
How
course.
dare you?
Intergalactic law is an important field to get oneself involved in early, especially now that we haven't discovered any extraterrestrial life. We know that I'll be the only force on the market, and I think that that's a very important pioneering role to play. Yes, sir.
I'm Buck Starsley from NASA, and currently I'm fielding a gymnastics team. I feel like your research has really helped us advance a lot of our techniques, but do you think it could really get us to stick the landing?
Yes, but you'll find when developing rocket ships to take manned expeditions to Mars, it's a lot more difficult to really ensure the survival of the passengers, and we think that what that comes down to is that we're going to need a better breeding program. Normal humans to Mars. We have to send Transformers. Yes.
But do the people even really matter in this situation? I mean, they're just so not down to earth all the time. Why do we really care about them?
I mean, when it comes to building satellites, you have to be sure that they're going to be useful. And it turns out that we've done the simulations, and if we killed everyone on Earth,